Hello YouTube friends, all the way around the world and back again. A very, very happy and blessed New Year to all of you. And today my harvest from my container garden serves me well yet again. With some beautiful spuds, maybe tiny, but I love them like that. They're nice and sweet, and this is going to go in my sushi today. I've got some, let's empty it all out and show you. So I've got quite a few. This isn't all of them, I've just done what I want today. So quite a few. And I'll wash them all off and then I'll show you again what has come out of my beautiful pots. When people say, you know, I don't have anywhere to grow my own veg, well, I'm sorry to have to tell you, you only need a 10-inch pot. Okay, you might need a few of them, but nevertheless, I mean, you know, all of that hard work done by nature for me, and enough to feed me today. Right, so some beautiful lettuce that was, this lettuce actually was from seed, not from the batch that I actually, living lettuce that I bought and then planted. So some lettuce leaves, I've got some chard leaves, I've got lots of yummy leaves, I've got some spinach cut and come again. This is not spinach, it's beetroot. It's kind of a beet spinach thing. I've got some onion tops down the bottom here, and I've got some baby kale. So all of these were just all grown in those 10-inch pots that I started in the summer. And I know it's January and people say, well, what can you do in January? Well, actually you can. I'm going to be sowing some carrot seeds. You can sow broad beans. And I'm going to sow my carrots directly to the pots, but I am also going to start some seeds off under some like cloche, homemade cloche things, so that I can get early crops of different things. I'm just loving finding my way through this process, and trust me, I'm not skilled at this. I'm finding my way as I do it, what works and what doesn't work. And I love the potato. I love to explore. I love just being able to go into my garden and getting all these beautiful, beautiful potatoes out of my garden, wash them up, and then making them into something so, so delicious. So I'm going to come back once it's all washed and show you what we've got. So some really nice potatoes and some fairly decent sized ones. I take them when they're smaller anyway. I don't wait for them to grow into really huge potatoes. And actually these probably would have carried on growing, but I took the tops off, so these have been lying dormant in the pots for at least 4 months, maybe a bit longer. So they wouldn't have grown any bigger than this, but this is what they grew into whilst the tops were on. And I took the tops off simply because they were yellowing and all the rest of it. So I could have harvested them then, and I'm sure there's still some more in the pots outside because I've still got another 2 to empty. So this was just out of 2 pots, and there was only 2 potatoes in each pot, so I'm really happy with the results. And this isn't my first batch. I took a batch a couple of months ago and just forgot to film it. And when I say a 10-inch pot, you know, you can do this on almost a zero budget. I wouldn't say zero because you do need soil or compost, but you can get the pots in here around the UK. Our local co-op, they're happy to give you their flower pots. When I say flower pots, they're black buckets that their flowers are in, and that's where I got all my pots from. And I was expecting to pay for them, but I got over 40 for free. So, and my local co-op, that wasn't even my local, well, it was one of my local co-ops, My one locally, very locally to me said, if you want flower pots, just let us know, because all we're doing is sending them to landfill. Wow, those words horrified me. So next time I'm going to go up and see the manager at my local, literally a few hundred metres away. Well, it's probably about half a mile, not a few hundred metres. He said I can have as many as I like. So if I need more pots in the spring, because I am going to configure, I need 40 pots for what I want to plant this spring and summer for all my veg. So I am again redoing my plan to see how it works out, having done last season and realising what did work and what didn't work, and what I'm actually going to try again, because gardening is trial and error. It doesn't always work out, not for me, not for any gardener. So pots are free. Yes, you'd have to buy some compost, or you could make your own out of, if you're near the ocean, definitely go and get some seaweed, but you do have to get permission from the landowner, and make sure you only take the stuff that's come off and is loose and free on the sand. However, the local councils around the beach areas are definitely very up for you having a couple of bagfuls, if not a bit more. And at the same time as you're down the beach, pick the litter up as well, and you're doing the whole environment a favour. So that's a little job for you to do, something to do. And get some leaf. You can still get leaves that are mulching down right now, and chop it all up with a pair of scissors or a pair of secateurs or something. Clip it into clip-ins, into a bag. Put some cardboard in your bag, and off it will go, and it'll rot down really quickly. So there's no excuse other than laziness and or I can't be bothered. The I can't be bothered that shows up. He's a bit of a gremlin. So I'm just going off to wash my lettuce now. So there we have it. My beautiful lettuce washed and spun dry in the salad spinner. My beautiful potatoes and ready for the pot. My Swiss chard, my baby kale, and so this is my greens, and my spinach, beet spinach, or whatever you call it. So be encouraged, my friends, to say, right, I'm going to start the new year, not only for my dietary health, well-being side of things, but also because it's very, very therapeutic. A packet of seeds, £1.49, or if you know a local allotment person or a gardener local to you, ask them. Do a swap with them for some seeds. Go and ask them, I'll swap you 2 carrots when they've grown for some seeds or something. I don't know, just get creative. In olden times, I go back to the ancestors of the land. Native American Indians particularly used to use trading. We all used to use trading. So don't be ashamed or afraid if you don't know, well, I've got no money. You don't need money always. You've just got to think outside the box to say, who can I trade with? Who can I partner with that may be, oh, well, I don't have enough space. Well, actually, you only need a patio, a tiny, tiny patio. And even if you haven't got that, you may have a balcony. And if you haven't got that, then there could be a person down the road whose garden is superly overgrown because they don't like gardening or they don't want to. Ask them as a trade, could I have your garden? And in return, you'll get to have some produce. And see what happens. The worst that can happen is they'll say no. Go away. The best that can happen is they'll say, do you know what, that's a great idea, thanks. And they then might say, and I've got all of this garden out the back here as well. And then you might be overwhelmed. But start the project with an intention of, and then whatever your intention is, set it, and then start. Take action. But don't take action and then drop off. Take action. Keep taking action. Little steps. Anyway, my friends, I'm off to enjoy my food now. I'm going to make a beautiful, with my organic tofu, I'm going to make a beautiful dip. I've got a sweet and sour dip. I'm going to do my nori strips. And I know they're toasted, but that's all I could get, so that's all I'm having with that. And I'm going to cook these off. I might even them off and then grate them up and soak them in some beautiful oyster sauce or something, I don't know yet. And then I'm going to slightly steam these and have them with my nori, my sushi, which is super high in fibre. So I'll come back and speak to you again soon. Thank you for joining me, my friends. And if you want to have regular updates, remember to press the bell icon. And that's not for my purpose, it's for yours, so that you can keep on top. You'll be the first to know that when I've uploaded a new video. I don't know how often they're going to be, or I get surprised by today doing this, thinking I wasn't going to film, but here I am. And why not? If I can encourage you and motivate you to take action, then that's what I'm about. That's what I love doing, and that's what I want to be here for you. I want to be here to motivate you and inspire you and encourage you. Come on guys, you can do this. It just takes a little bit of action. Speak to you again soon. Namaste, my friends.